microphone. Let's see if that microphone is mo better. There. Hopefully that is working mo better. Adjust my mic up just a little bit. There we are. How's everybody doing? Are we having fun today? Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're going to that there, Nola, but thank you very much for stopping by. No audio? Still no audio? Still no audio, huh? No audio. Fun today. I think I got audio. Yeah. Goofy Restream likes to change what microphone it's using on me. And I have to remember to change that every time I go in, and I forgot to do that this morning. Good morning, Zoe the cat. Hopefully you heard what I said there, Nola. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry about the funeral. Sorry to hear that. How's everybody doing? What are you working on today? Anything fun? I got to work on figuring out what I want to pull out of my case. I'm going to a conference. And I want to bring stuff with, but I don't want to necessarily bring everything. I want to minimize down a little bit. I've been trying to live my words where I say, remember to pick with different pick profiles and different styles every once in a while to kind of keep yourself on your game and not get too reliant on one profile. I haven't touched a dog leg in about a week. Right now, I'm using sparrows. And, you know, I got these handles for them, and that did make them better. The steel seems fine. They seem like they're plenty strong. No issue with that. Right? Hit the like button. Come on, we can do that. So I've been trying them out, and they're not bad picks. They work fine. I'm just not a fan of the single, like, here's the 16 thousandths in a single layer. And I mean, man, to me, that is so tough to use. Well, that's still sorry to hear, man. I think the kitty went outside. I've got dogs, but I don't have a kitty. The kitties all be hiding. Morning, Luck Chuck. How are you today? Link is pinned at the top there if anybody feels up to joining in. Anybody and everybody is welcome. Sorry I don't have a kitty for you there, Zoe. But I don't, unfortunately. No, actually, I have not yet. I haven't had time to mess with it anymore. I'm actually going to be pulling that thing apart and doing a little change up on it. But no, I don't. Hey, Broke. So I have not had time to mess with it, honestly. I've been way too busy lately with other things. So that's been last thing on my mind. The one thing I did want to talk about real quick is this little Cheesemo lock, right? This is a Harbor Freight laminated steel. It's just a little 4-pinner. Nothing special. But the more that I've played with this lock, the more I'm kind of digging something that it does. And honestly, I think I would recommend going out and buying a 3-pack of these for a new picker to learn from. And let's see if you guys can hear this. I just want you to hear what it does. All right. You hear that? Hear those nice clicks? So the thing I've noticed I would recommend these actually for a newer picker because one, it's not a tough lock. It's a 4-pinner, fairly easy to do. But the thing I've noticed is those pin clicks when you've got some and fairly light tension, but they're nice and crisp. If you look at this key, I mean, again, it is really a cheesemo lock. It really is. But look at how far apart the spread is on the pins on that. It's really a great learning lock for that new picker, learning to single pin pick, because you can drop from pin to pin, and man, they click and they just drop into place so nice. Great learning lock, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. It's talking. Exactly. That lock really, really talks well, and you can feel it when you hit those pins and you push it. Man, that thing just drops and snaps into place. So nice. To me, great learning lock for somebody just trying to figure out single pin picking. And seriously, a 3-pack of them is $6. So there you go. You can rake them as well, which is to be expected, right? There's certainly nothing special about these locks. Although I have had a hard time when I was trying to rake this thing. Let's find something that'll work up at the top end. All right. We'll go with you, I think. There's not a lot of room, so you got to be careful what you use for a tension wrench to tension this thing when you want to go rake it. There's not a lot of room in there, but it rakes pretty. I have one I'll send you once. Oh, you have one of those little shims that go on the top of that lock? And there it goes. But one thing I've had issues with it is trying to rake it with, say, a triple peak, a quad peak rake. Man, I really struggle. But that little double-sided rake from Southern Specialties does wonders on it. So, and I think that's just because of the crappy tolerances. It's a poor lock. There's no getting around that. Not good. But the way those pins set, the way they just drop into place like that, to me, great starter lock, great learner. You can learn a lot out of that little beastie. I'll show this off too. So, ordering a 10-pack. I 3D printed up a rack to hold these most beautiful picks. The rack turned out pretty doggone nice, I think. It did a nice job. I have another rack that was sent to me by Nick's Picks, and I really like the design of this one. The way it comes apart, it's easy to ship it that way, right? You're not shipping that big piece, and you assemble it once you get it. The problem I have is how rounded out these are for the picks I was wanting to display, because I want to see that beautiful artwork, but you lay them in here, and they immediately roll and lay flat sideways. So if you're looking at it from the front, there's what you see. There's nothing in there to hold the picks upright. So that's why I printed out a different one. I'll come up with something. I'll use that one for something, though, because that's a nice rack. I like it. But I like how that one turned out. Pretty cool beanies and weenies, man. Pretty cool beanies and weenies. You don't need 10. You never know. Just about the time you say you'll never need 10, you'll need 10. Oh, good grief, man. I'm telling you. There we are. Oh, get you going that way. Get that up. There we are. Perfect. So the other thing I need to work on is I'm heading off. I'm going to a conference, and I'm trying to decide what I want to take with for tools. I'm thinking I want to take the zipper bag, but I want to consolidate or change up what I have in it a little bit. I'm probably going to leave behind the heavy dog legs, just have my regulars, leave the handles off of them. I'm thinking of throwing my multi-pick set in here and maybe a couple of them out of the Sparrows and call it good at that. I think that might be the route I go. I don't know. Not a big fan of the little Velcro pouches, but I do like this pouch because it's nice and thin and light. Carries well. I do have this as well with the Moke set in it. I'm probably going to send these over to Broke. He's been wanting to try out a set of Mokes. And they're really nice picks. Great, great set. The tension wrenches are beautiful. I just hardly ever use it. So I was thinking I'd let him play with that. And then I've got my Law Lock set, which that would be a great option as well. But I really don't know that I feel like carrying that monstrosity with me everywhere I go. But man, I could sure put all my tools in there. So, don't know. That's stuff I got to figure out and get all arranged yet. If any of you guys played with one of these, it is a little bitty Bergwatcher Sea Line. That thing's got a pretty tight little keyway. Little beast. I found the only way I've been able to open that is with this little 16 thousandths short hook. But it's so hard for me to pick with that thing because, man, it just feels like I'm going to bend it and break that baby in two. Because it just feels horrible. Not that it is. I mean, it's holding up and doing its job just fine. Yeah, the Sparrow's case isn't bad. I'm just not a big fan of Velcro on cases. I don't like the noise. Bird time. Yeah, not familiar with these. This is the first one of these I've ever had. That's a little tiny lock, man. It is. It's been really, really picky. I haven't been very consistent on opens of this thing. I'll get it, and then I don't get it, and then I can get it, and I don't get it. Good morning, Stu, by the way. Welcome in. Link is pinned at the top if anybody feels like hopping on and yakking a little bit. You're always welcome. No, my southern case is the zipper case. This is the Sparrow's case that I've got. It's just a little flip open. It's from this is their tuxedo set. The tools, like I said, the tools are well enough. Once I got these handles, they helped me a lot. The tension wrenches, I hate them. They're trash. But probably my biggest issue. Well, I've never been a big fan of the curve style. I'm starting to, but everything is basically bottom of keyway. Like even these that are double-sided tensioners, the bottom ones are just too deep, and they're all the same thickness. They're just different widths. So yeah, just don't care for them. Good morning, Rune Smith. How are you today? And Orgus, welcome on in. Glad you could drop by. We were just discussing pick cases and profiles and what is good for what. Well, good afternoon, then, Rune Smith. Yeah. Now what did I do? Holy Toledo. See, you guys distracted me, and now look what I did. Now I'm missing a tension wrench. Where'd I put it? I didn't put it there. I didn't put it there. Oh, Lord. It's stuck to my case. Woo! Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. All right, I got to try this thing again. I got to figure out how to open this more reliably. I believe this came from you, Mr. Rune Smith. I'm playing with one of that little Bergwatcher. That's a tight little keyway on that thing. A little teeny lock. I've opened it a couple times. I've got to use this little bitty 16,000th short hook from Sparrows. Yeah, this other little fanny pack case. I don't know. That'd be all right, I guess. they've got their uses. I've got a fanny pack laying around here somewhere from back in the day when fanny packs were all the rage for concealed carry. I don't know if that's quite up for me yet to get one of those or not, but that'll probably be handy where I'm headed as I'm roaming around all the vendors and crap. Oh, the Sparrow's comp case folds into a stand. Yeah, I think I've seen that one. I've never had one to mess with. Closest thing I've got is the covert instruments that you can flip around and over. And I thought about taking that one, but you're kind of limited on the amount of tools you can carry in there. I maybe want a little bit more than what's going to fit in that case. That's why I'm thinking I might just take my medium zip up. It's a little bit big to be able to just drop in your pocket, but I'll probably have a laptop bag everywhere I'm going anyway. I don't know. I need to figure it out, though. Need to figure that out. Lisa, that little tuxedo kit is the only thing I have Sparrows. Well, other than I have that monkey paw. But I kind of bought that more for the artwork than for the pick itself. But and that's why I said, I've bashed on Sparrows, but mostly it's been about this tuxedo kit. I should try some of their other stuff and see. Hey, there we go. There. The Berg is open. It's a cute little lock. Very interesting little lock. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I've got quite an assortment of cases. I've got that beautiful one that Mr. Rune made me. I've got my multi-pick. Got my Sparrows. I've got the small snap-up case from Southern Specialties. That's got my Force kit in it. And I've got my medium zip-up case. And I've got, this was Law Lock Tools, but it's currently housing Moke. Then I've got the big behemoth. That's got all my Law Lock stuff. And then I've got the Cobra Instruments case that's got Jimmy Longs in it. So I don't have, other than my tubular lockpick, I don't have anything Covert Instruments. Don't own a single tool from their collection. I hear they're good. I hear they're nice tools. Good morning, Stealth. How are you today? I've been getting some things together for some giveaway items. Just got to figure out. Yeah, that is a very roomy case. That Law Lock case is flipping huge. It's pretty sweet. Here's one of them that I've got. And there's something in here that's kind of cool. So this came in from Southern Specialties. It's just a little kit, but man, look at how polished and shiny those babies are. I mean, got my logo engraved on all of them. You've got a half diamond, a quint rake, a reach tool, and a quad rake. And I mean, they are just polished to a mirror finish. Beautifully done. And then it's got a one bent angle turner. And then it has this one. But here, hey, I have an old day planner laying around here somewhere. Where did I put it? So here's the one that I have of that style. And I took mine and I ground the edges off just because I like to get closer to the core of a lock. We just find a lock here. So I like to get it up here, and I like to have my fingers right up against the lock when I'm picking. And what I find with this is it sticks out enough that, to me, that just bugs me, gets in the way. So I just trim it off. Not a big deal. But what I was getting at is on this one that I've got, you've got your double-ended. You've got your wider and your skinny top of keyway turning setup. This one that he sent me, it has the top of keyway there, but then he's changed up the bottom down here and notched it out and given it teeth. Let's see if we can focus up close on that. Giving it the teeth in there. Look at that thing. That's actually a really nice little turning wrench. I would still shave the edges off like I did on my other one, but that is very, very pretty. Yeah, that Book of Secrets, that thing looks like an absolute monstrosity. One of those would be kind of fun to check out at some point too. So I have that to give away. And then, oh, where did I put them? I don't know where I put them. I have a couple titanium sets. I may keep one of those for me. Actually, one of those might go with me on this little venture that I'm going on. I'll leave the other one home. Yeah. And really, the Book of Secrets, for what it costs, pretty doggone affordable for the size of that case. At least that's my thoughts on it. Man, what did I do with those? You know, that's what happens when you got a messy, messy desk. You lose track of things. You know, we always see everybody's stickers, right? Something to hold all your other cases. But here you go. Here's some non-lockpicking cases. Aloha. Rifle Dynamics. Awesome, awesome company. Very, very cool products. If you're ever fortunate enough to go there and do one of their build courses, I highly recommend. It is an absolute hoot. Hey, good morning, Mr. Sushi. How are you today? So I'm going to go back real quick. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but I'm going to go back real quick and talk about this. Got a few more people on here. This is a Harbor Freight laminated steel lock. Pretty cheesy. It's a little 4-pinner. The thing that's kind of cool with it, though, get this up there, is the key. You can see how spaced those pins are for that key. And as I've played with this thing more, I would actually recommend this for new pickers wanting to learn. And let me find, yeah, and I will show you why. If we pop in there, listen to this thing. Hear those pins? I mean, they just pop in place. So nice, actually, for a cheesy lock. Good one for a new picker, in my mind, because of the spacing of the pins and just how nice they set for learning single pin picking. And a 3-pack of them is $6. Hard to beat. Hard to beat. Link is up there in the top. Anybody wants to hop in, would love to have some company.
I would love to talk to you today.
Let's see. I want to swap this back up to something else. Well, I might leave that. I just want to change some pins. So I need that. I think we'll grab some pins out of there. And we'll see if you work. Oh, you know, I keep leaving my good tweezers upstairs, which is really, really dumb on my part. But we'll see if we can make a pair of these work, or these work, or something work. clip. I got a good group of peoples in here to harass me today. That's good. Love it. Love it, love it. And the main reason I'm going to change this thing up is I don't know if you guys remember last week, I put some different security pins in here. And man, oh man, did it do its thing. But where I'm going, I might be working with some people on some lock picking. You never know. So I want to make it a little bit simpler because I put some crazy chest piece pins in here, which are awesome. They're really cool. Woo. But they suck as far as picking it goes. So I thought I would go back to some. I need to use a different plug follower too. It's a nice plug follower that came in the kit. It's got this tool on the end for taking the end cap off, but then it makes it hard to go both directions because your pins drop up underneath here. You can't really get to it, so which is fine. It is what it is. It are what it are. It'll be what it be. Let's see. Are you the right one? Yeah. Well, that's why I got that one. All right. Let's go over here. Try them out. There, Stu. Dude, they are no joke. There's some pretty ridiculous pins, honestly. It'll definitely make you work at it. At least it did me. But, you know, I am certainly not the top-notch lock picker in the planet either. So there is that. Some of the stuff that I think is difficult, other people pick up. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. That was simple. How? How did they do that? Wow. Those babies just tangled right on up there. Yeah, I should do that in my side view practice lock. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should put those in there and put that out there. Take that with me too. You know, because again, I'm going through to what locks I want to take with as well, because I don't want to take everything with me. It just gets to be too much. So I'm trying to minimize down what's going to go with and what I have with me to play with and maybe share with. And let's see, let's find there's a nice little serrated. There's a little mushroom. We'll put a mushroom in there. And let's see what else. Oh, there's another nicely shaped spool. We'll throw another spool in there. How's that? I do not buy that for one little itty bitty witty titty second there, Sushi. I have watched you pick, sir. You are a very good picker. I am still kind of fighting the struggle bus in a lot of ways. So now, the one thing I will say on these, I bought these tweezers, these long beasts. I bought a whole set of tweezers actually at Hobby Lobby. They had them back there. And I got to tell you what, I'm going to put you that direction, I think. They're kind of nice tweezers. But then I took my Dremel and I made a notch in the end of them for grabbing pins. And I've got these long ones. I've got these that are the reverse, so you can have them grab on and they'll hold it and keep it. And then a nice, very long set of the reverse grip. I mean, there were four different sets of tweezers in there. And again, I don't know what it was, $5 or something. I don't want to use those reverse grippers on the springs though, but I want to try it out on. We've all got those times, Sushi, where we all hit the struggle bus. I have some locks that are absolutely kicking my rear. So, I've got my normal batch of locks that I can pick, and then I have other ones that, yeah. Thank you, Runesmith, for helping me realize just how shitty a picker I really am. Some of them doggone things you sent me. Curses, I tell you. I've got some locks right now that, man, I am struggling. But that's good, right? That's part of the fun. It's getting something new, playing with some stuff that you're not accustomed to, and see where it leads you. Ooh. There we go. All right. Oh, no, my pins fell out because, like a dummy, I didn't put it. In the holder. So now I got to figure out. They should all be laying here in the right order, though. So we will see. I've got a season pass for the struggle bus. Well, I kind of got a twofer going because I'm both in the struggle bus and it's also the short bus. So there is that. There. All right. Let's throw you back together. This is one thing that I really, really like about this lock. How easy it is to work on and play with and change it up and make it into something different and better and cool. It's just an awesome lock, man. Awesome possum. And then being able to, what are you doing? What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? What movie is that line from, folks? If you don't know, I don't know that we can be friends. All right, now this is the hardest part I've got. Whoa, did we have somebody join? Mr. Stu is in the house. How are you, man?
What's up, brother?
Oh, not much. Just riding that struggle bus.
Yeah, I feel guilty whenever you're left on your own and you're like, all right, someone jump in. I'm always like, oh man. And I
just like to extend the olive branch out there, right? If I can get people.
But I do know how the difference between sitting there talking to yourself and having at least somebody to, like, I don't know, fill some gaps or bounce some ideas off you, keep you flowing, So
I'm used to talking to myself. I do it all the time when I need expert advice.
I'm good at it when I'm ignoring expert advice.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Check with that. I haven't. I'm the worst picker in the mornings too. I have to get my hands warmed up.
Ooh, I think that's everything. I gotta put everything away.
All right. Let's see if I can pull off a zip on this thing.
All right. little Abus. What you're trying to pick there?
Master 6835.
Oh, that's kind of wild. I don't know if that's the newer design of the 6835 or the old design, because still have a bunch of these. Well, I still have 2 more left of my engraved ones. But here's the 6835s that I've got, and they look identical to an 1100 body.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're the one showing that I saw that from.
And then I see these others like yours that have that more rounded body, and I don't know if that's a newer design than these, maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is the newer. Oh shit. Yeah, Sush, I gotta get some of that working, and then so much nerve stuff going on in the left arm. It's hard to.
Well, I don't know if it's the design of my desk down here, but for whatever reason, I get down here and I start picking, and my picking hand goes to sleep on me. Gets all numb and tingly, and I can't do shit. Can't feel anything. But it seems to be only when I'm down here at this desk.
That's
So it's got to be positioning.
I was just that's literally what I was about to say. It has to be something in the
ergos,
either the angle or rise. It could be from your shoulder, from your elbow, from your wrist.
I think that it's probably because of the chair that I'm using. My arms end up a little bit too high up in the air.
Yeah. First time I went out the first time, but one of the first times I went on like a long live with Lady Locks, I screwed my ribs up because I was leaning forward. I had my chair just like maybe 6 inches back than I normally do, and so I was leaning forward more for about 4 hours. And it ended up, dude, I was down for 2 weeks because I pulled a rib or a rib muscle or something like that.
I don't really know how she does some of those lives that she does that go on for hours and hours and hours. I guess she sits down and talks a lot.
She's been doing it for 2.5 years, almost 3 years now or something.
Yeah. She does a good live, though. I enjoy them. Had her on. She was on here, was it last week?
What's that?
No, she was on one of my lives here recently.
Oh, was she? I think I did see that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I saw that.
I think it was the one I did one at night.
Oh.
I know that's not usual for me because I'm usually out here in the morning, but the wife was out of town. I was bored, so I did a nighttime live. I don't usually do those at night because she doesn't like that much. Mercy.
Well, that was like last weekend. She did that members only or whatever on Friday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And Vector was on it, and then what was he on with you on Saturday morning?
Yeah.
And then he stopped by here on Sunday. I was like, it's an all Victor weekend, man.
Boy, no doubt. Orgus, I don't do mornings. Yeah. I have this job that I've had. I've been getting up at 5 in the morning for 19 years now. So I don't do nights anymore very well. Because it doesn't matter if I'm working or not. I'm getting up at the same time every morning.
I prefer it when I'm on that schedule. I like to be up at 5 every day and just my body goes to sleep. I'll be in my best, health and functionability and productivity if I'm on a long-term schedule like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do the shift rotation stuff with my previous jobs. It gets a little old after a while. But with this one, and it's not bad. I work 6 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. So it's nice. I get off early enough. I can still get some things done. So here's the closest lotto lock that I've still been able to open is this little Master 570.
Okay.
That's actually a nice little lock. I like it.
It's
But it's a what one, 2, 3, 4, what 5 pin.
and it's a tight little pick, man. Like
Yeah,
for Master Lock, it's
I still can't get the stupid 410s, but I can usually open this one. Go figure.
you will have a 410 you can get very soon, brother.
Yeah, you got that sent off. It's probably going to show up while I'm gone.
It should be there Monday.
Yeah, I won't be here when mail gets here. I'm flying out Monday.
Oh, well, then you will have something waiting for you when you get back.
That's right. Yeah, I'm going to Black Hat and DEF CON conference.
Oh, all right.
So if anybody's going to be there, look me up. They actually have a during the vendor part of it, they actually Red Team Tools puts on a lockpick table.
Oh, very nice.
So I'll be stopping by there, checking in with those guys. Maybe do a little picking if I'm able to. It's usually very, very busy because they're usually teaching people and then they sell their tools in the store down there. That was kind of what got me back into it last year when I was there and I bought a set of their tools.
Oh, wow.
I still haven't figured out this Miwa yet, but I haven't necessarily played with it a ton, but I haven't gotten
That's
anywhere.
Japanese, right?
Yeah, it's a Japanese wafer lock. Get that.
Oh, very nice.
You can see down in there. So that's my first wafer lock. So
wafers are crazy to me, man. I just watched. I forget what it was. It was whatever the LPU guys just did a group buy on. I think it was like a brown belt. And he picked it, but then he was gutting it, and it's just like this lock is only this big, and he's just pulling pieces out like it's a clown car, man. He's like, "There's 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. There's just 12 pieces." Right? You know, like,
yeah, they are pretty bonkers to me as well. I struggle with that. Let's see.
Or it might have been a. Yeah,
I'm hoping
I think it was a disc lock.
Catch up with him, Sushi. We'll see if he's there this year or not. He wasn't there last year, but I did visit with some of the Red Team guys a little bit at their booth last year. I didn't have any of these kind of tools yet at that point because I was out of the game for so long. All I had was my little H&H pocket pick set. I pulled that out and was using it at their table, and there were quite a few people around me. Where'd you get that? That's cool. You can just carry it with you.
Oh, show them what you got. Show them what you got this year.
Right. I've opened a lot of stuff with that little H&H. That's a nice little set, actually. I really like it.
My first set was the Amazon Super Set.
Yeah, I've never had any of those.
It's waste money.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them that can be that way.
Other than the one thing, if you're going to go ahead and get more picks and stuff, it is nice to have those because then you can start just like hacking and sawing and sanding and grinding and just do whatever you want to them, you know, bust the handles off, use the partial tang, do a thing, you know.
Yeah.
That's how, but ripping those apart was how I first kind of, you know, all my prototypes for this.
I bought a batch of these from Southern Specialties, the blanks for their pocket set. And I'm going to try and use those for a design I've got in mind for a rake. So I'll try and cut it out of those and see how it works first.
I ripped the Riz apart so I could use their those for my finger system too.
I don't think I'll ever get this stupid lock open. This thing is driving me insane.
Oh yeah, I also stuck 1100 core in this thing.
Makes for a fun pick, doesn't it?
Oh God, dude! Like
it changes it a lot because of how tight that shackle spring is in there.
Well, and you know, and you know what is the appreciative thing is it's helping. There's a weird. You got to go a lot, but there's at one point it's just slightly too much.
Yep.
on that shackle fucking spring thing. So it turns this into a heavy tension, pick for the most part. Although you still kind of gotta, but it kind of helps me knowing how this core picks, at least in the other body, like has helping me find where that stupid spot is, man. Because I picked that when I first got it, and then it's confounded me since when it had the original the where's the stupid core when it had this.
Oh, the stupid core that comes in it is just so bad. So bad. Breaks really easy. They're just junk. But yeah, you throw 1100 in there, and now that's a no joke lock.
You know what made me just go ahead and swap it out is you said those words that they break, and I was like, oh well. I won't even know if it breaks at this point because I can't get it open and you got to crank on it so much. I was like, I'd rather, it's a nice body, man. I'd rather just have a good core in it. So
it is. It's a nice body. I don't know if you've seen the videos on these, but guys, if you apply a little bit too much tension in there, the center core will actually snap in two on the original core for those locks.
There's that core. Yeah.
It's really pretty crazy. But they're just a miserable pick. They're so gritty and crappy. I mean, you can't hardly even put the key in and out of the dumb things. Just terrible.
Yeah, you gotta like wiggle the key to get it to
this
pop over something.
That stupid Medico is gonna drive me to drinking.
You're what, Medico? Oh yeah, you've been on a mission, right?
I've been on a mission with that stupid thing, and I'm taking a break from it because it's killing me. And then I've got this.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. It's an ASA. But I don't know anything more about it than that.
I'm trying. I gotta build up and take another round at this.
Hey, Mountain Mick, how are you, sir? Yeah, I have a lot of locks that I need to work on, or want to work on. I shouldn't say need to. I don't need to work on any of the dang things, but
I'm a little short on stuff that I like. My pile of things that are confounding me is not as big as it used to be. And it actually makes me like attack it less. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not focused on like, I got to beat this Medico or I got to get this belt. What gets me better is I got a pile of locks I can't get into. And then the frustration collectively builds until it makes me get one of them. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's my problem. I've got a stack of them now that have been sent to me, and I'm just like this ASA. This one is one of those where they call these Euro core, and it is driving me insane because I just am not feeling. I'm not feeling the love.
Yeah, I've never picked an ASA or ASA or whatever. The only ASA I even have is the Medico trailer coupler as a ASA Abloy Medico. So it's the one thing that I got those three names on.
Yeah, and that is all it says on this one. It's one of these big cores like that. Oh yeah. Ooh, yuck. That's pretty locked though. I like the look of that thing. That's neat.
It's 5-pin. Vector says he thinks it's a cam lock.
Yeah, I'm guessing from the plugs in here that this is a 5-pin core as well. Maybe somebody can tell me on this. So it's one of those Euro cylinders. So you've got your 5-pin here. What's the 5 plugs on this side for?
Because
there's no key. I mean, this doesn't come out.
It's thumb turn. Probably just because it's they use the same body.
So it's reversible kind
of. Whether it's going to be a thumb turn or it's just going to be a two-sided Euro. Yeah.
It's nice, really smooth.
That's a manufacturer decision right there, man. Only make one. You figure out how to use it for both models.
That makes a lot of sense, though, to do it that way.
Yeah.
It do.
Sometimes it actually ends up not being a good fucking in practice.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta pick something I can pick. We'll go with the old comfort lock.
The old comfort lock. Got to have a handful of those handy at all times. Because you lose confidence, then you got to grab your comfort locks to go through them again. Okay, I can open a lock. Like I said, I've been trying to change up the picks that I'm using. So I've gone back and I've been using the Sparrow set. And I've been using my multi-picks a little bit.
Yeah, well, I also think the comfort lock thing, like having locks, and it changes for you, but they help dial me in. They help get my fingers and my hands okay, or at least figure out the feeling on whatever my physical ability is at the moment. But it helps me get dialed in a little bit. So I've often got to warm up on some ones I know I can get. And if I can't get them, I know, I gotta put a little more time or come back to it a little later.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I just get nowhere on this stupid thing. I just don't get it. But I haven't spent that much time messing with it either, so, is what it is. See there, hands going to sleep again. But it only happens when I'm down here. And it might be that this desk is sitting a little too high, too. I don't know, compared to where my chair is able to sit.
Yeah, it can be just with my
ergonomics.
If I rest my left elbow, it pinches nerves and starts all the tingling and stuff. If I raise my shoulder up too much, it causes phantom itching all down the back of my hand. And it's all just how my arm position affects the nerves, pinching.
Let's see what else I got in this torturous box that mean person sent me.
Who is that, Mr. Runesmith?
Yes. See, well, there's one of my ace locks laying in here, but there is a Versa core. I think I've opened the Versa core before. Here's a no-name core. There's a TSS. That's a tight little keyway piggy wiggy. You're exactly right, Sushi. The opens get harder, but it's sweeter when it happens. Abso-freaking-lutely. I agree with you there 100%. Harder the lock, the sweeter the pop. All right, let's see if I can get anywhere with a different pick on this thing.
Spoolies.
Is that one of those Avis Titaniums?
Yeah. The what was it? The 8050.
They're a neat looking lock. I just ordered a new Avis. What was it? It's a dimple lock.
5540.
Leave it to good old Amazon. Like, oh yeah, you can have it in 2 days. I order it. Oh yeah, it's going to be 2 weeks because it's coming from China. It's like, what the?
Yeah, you got to watch with locks, man.
Oh man, it's crazy. It is a EC 7530.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I had that. I gave it to my dude Stu. God, that little keyway was tiny.
Yep, I saw what you said there, Sushi, about it being so it's reversible either way on those Euros, and it makes sense. I kind of figured it was something like that. That's the first one of those I've ever had to mess with. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, there we go.
Those are a neat looking lock too. I like the look of those. I like these. The couple Avises that I've got now. I'm enjoying the Avis locks.
I'm kind of bummed this isn't guttable.
Yeah.
Just you feel like it should be at this size.
Yeah, it's a beefy big lock.
I mean, I can gut this one. I can't gut that one. What's the why? Ow. Oh. Ooh, let me try this.
Ooh, Mountain Mick is getting some spare master lock parts so we can do some CL building. Awesome. Awesome. I'm actually going to do that with one of my engraved master 6835s. I'm going to take that thing apart and I'm going to do a little work to it before I ship that thing off.
Where'd I go? So then, oh no, this is an 1100.
That's an 1100.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think that's one that was on a giveaway, wasn't
it? Vector won it from you.
Yep. Yeah. And that's just a stock 1100. I didn't make any. I wasn't doing any challenge lock work at that point, but I did get some engraving work done on them. So
it's definitely a fun little pick.
Yeah.
I haven't got it on camera yet.
I think I have 2 of these engraved ones left, so I'll probably modify those a little bit and see what I can do with them before I send them out. May as well have some fun with it.
Let me try again.
Yeah, I just get absolutely nothing out of this lock. Every once in a while I get it open, but not very consistent. It's one of them that just kind of confounds me.
How I was with this for so long, man. And then I'm starting to get better at it. Ooh.
Right? Let's get going, Mountain Mick, on a challenge lock. You know, I've done 2. I've got 2 out there floating around somewhere. It's been fun. It is kind of fun to play with and see what you can come up with and make. Hardest part can be, for me anyway, initially I didn't have any different stock for making pins, so I was just trying to modify existing pins, and they're just so short, man. It's hard to get them lined up right in a tool to work. You end up with goofy, lopsided junk. Yeah, if you're automatic transmission mechanic, you're used to working on all them little dinky pieces and parts and bobs that go in everywhere. That'd be kind of cool. You need to see what you come up with.
Yeah, I got to get some pin stock.
I have one rod for it that I was using, but it's the smallest stuff I could find locally. And that's this. But you know, a lot of locks I can't use it for because it's just too freaking big, but it's the smallest I could find here in town. So then I got to try and grind them down to the right diameter, and man, that makes for a lot of work. Lot of work.
I would like to get the right the right ones for the, you know.
I'll have to order it online once I'll have to pull one of these masters open. I don't remember what the diameter is for those, but see if I can find the right stuff. Because I think it's a lot smaller. I think the last one I did uses those great big, like the Schlag style pins, which are huge. Yeah, I did open this thing once on camera, but then I kind of stuck it away and haven't messed with it since, and I don't remember how to open it. It's a very weird feeling in this lock. Get a little thinner pick. Go to a 20. Yeah, it's pretty comical. So the last order I did from Southern Specialties, I ordered a bunch of elephant trunks. And he sent me the elephant trunks engraved with my logo on them. And I had a guy order elephant trunks. And he reached out after he got them. And, hey, I think you sent me the wrong picks. These are dog legs, not elephant trunks. Well, it's because of the logo.
Oh. Yeah.
Because it didn't have the Southern Specialties logo on it. So
I love that logo. Both the eye and yours, like, this looks great on those.
Yeah, their eye logo is pretty cool. They come up with some really neat stickers.
Oh yeah, I've been digging them. I usually have a stack of them up here so I can flash them. Oh, but look whose sticker I do have sitting right there.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I've got my new sticker. I don't know what I was thinking though. I put that one out, but my name's nowhere on it. So if you get that one, you got to guess. But the dog's there, so. But I like that one. I think that one turned out pretty sweet.
I like that one. I think I sent that one to Inferno.
Like it.
I was like, it like goes in his Inferno collection.
Right? I don't know. I kind of got stuck on that route with my stuff as well, with the explosions and flames and.
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I have to bug Nola every time I want a new logo or something.
Yeah, AI engines. All you got to do is just keep describing what it is you want. And the more detail you give it, the better you're going to get. And then take the exact same query that you gave it and stick it in a different AI engine out there, because you'll get a totally different result from each one.
Right.
See which one you like the best. So yeah, when I go down to that conference, I'm going to be throwing in a few of my poker chips and all that good stuff with. And
oh, you got it.
Been selling off a few of those bags that I got. Those seem to be going all right so far.
I need to make up some cards like Not Too Dead has.
Yeah, business cards. Yeah.
QR on the back. It's nice and you can see what's going on. Big letters. It's like not a lot of just simple and good. Tells you where to go and what's going on.
Yeah. That's all I've got are the poker chips with my QR code on the back.
Oh yeah, yours do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the route I went with those, just through the QR on the backside.
Well, in general, they get this. Only one side gets displayed.
Right. That's kind of was my thoughts.
If they're collected,
and
if they're kind of moving around, and if you can hand them out at a thing like you're going to, then it's nice to.
That's what I thought. Drop a few here and there. Maybe throw in a couple sets of dog legs and bring along. And out in Mick, I think it was you last week, we were discussing and talking about knives. So thought I'd show this one off. This is probably my favorite knife in my collection. It is certainly not the prettiest knife in my collection, but that's because it's got a story to it. So, but my dad built this, made this knife when I was a teenager.
Oh, nice.
And he made the black walnut handles, rivets. Didn't get them sealed very well. They're not the prettiest, but man, I love that knife. But it's power hacksaw steel, so it's got some flex to it. But dude, it is tough to sharpen. But once you've got that knife sharp, holy crap, will you cut forever without doing anything with that knife. And then I found a local leather shop, and they made a sheath for me. 'Cause all I had was a sheath I made for it out of some old boot leather at one point. But yeah, like I said, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's not polished up, but beautiful, nice, super lightweight. Balance is nice. We took this knife one year. So my version of sharp isn't about cutting a piece of paper. It's about when I can shave with it, it's sharp enough. So this thing will still shave, not as good as it should. I need to touch it up since it's been used a few times. But one year we took this thing out. This knife gutted 3 deer, and then we used it butchering 7. And at the end of that, it would still shave.
Dang.
It's just that edge, man. It's tough to sharpen, but man, once you've got it, it holds the edge. So that's my pride and joy knife there. Love that thing. Got another one hiding here somewhere. Yeah, look at that Broke Picks Challenge certificate. I need to get that hung up with my other certificates.
Oh yeah, I'm in the knife game now, man. I have a knife.
Hey, there. Nice little buck knife with the laser cutout buck in the handle.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a pretty little knife.
I like
Let's
that.
say it is. It is a weird knife. Weird knife. I think the thing with this one is it came as a display case. Yeah, it has just a little cheesy nylon sheath with it. But I don't even remember where. Oh, I know where I got it. That was kind of comical. It was at NRA banquet, and this is one of them that was up there to bid on to win. And it was this whitetail deer collection knife. So I've just left it in the case as a display piece. But yeah, it's a nice knife. I have more knives than I know what to do with, as my wife constantly reminds me.
Oh, there we go. It's some opens.
Mountain Man says he's a sucker for that lime green, biohazard green, Kawasaki green, like that knife that you've got. There's my regular daily carry right here. CRKT. Nice blade design for just regular day-to-day work. Assisted opening. Love this little knife. I need to double check on the laws for Vegas before I head down there to see what I can take for a knife. I think they have a restriction on blade length, if I remember right, down there.
I would imagine. Unless they didn't bother thinking about it yet. They're like, we got a lot of stuff going on.
He wants to blow $40 instead on a Swiss Tech fixed blade for outdoor craft. Yeah. Hey, G Key Man, how are you?
Yeah, man,
Here's
that's some
market.
That's some warring discretionary fund battles right there between knife purchasing and lockpick purchasing.
Well, yeah. I don't know how many of you follow the Sig Sauer P320 disaster, but with everything that's going on, that's
I don't. You know what's funny
gun.
is I just saw this is the headline I saw. Somebody won a lawsuit, which meant that gun is doomed or something like that.
Well, the funniest thing is that was actually Sig Sauer's lawsuit. Sig Sauer won the lawsuit.
Right, but it screwed it, right?
It won the lawsuit by admitting that the firearm is defective.
Oh, okay. I didn't get to go down that rabbit hole yet on that thing. So, is that the one where if you do this, it fires.
Yeah, if you
The,
jog that
the
way,
plastic or whatever top thingy.
it gets bugged around and can get jostled and can potentially go off. I don't know, but so that one though, so that was a police officer, and he was off at lunch, and he came back, and for whatever reason, this is beyond stupidity to me. He took the pistol, unholstered, and stuffed it down the front of his pants, and walked started walking across the street to the office, and the gun
Okay.
went, hit his one thigh, went into the other thigh, blew his knee out, blew his nuts off. So they sued SIG. Well, SIG's like, the guy intentionally carried a gun in an unsafe manner that he knew was defective and dangerous. So the jury came back and said, yeah, yes, they proved that the gun is defective. Yes, they proved that there's problems, but SIG doesn't owe him any money.
Oh, well, that's, yeah, I mean,
but you don't take a gun like that has no safety and stuff.
That's what you can't, when you do something unsafe.
That's right.
You can't cry that somebody else failed their safety.
Exactly.
Because their safety is designed. Now, if that gun's that unsafe, then good, don't sell it anymore. I'm glad we know. I can see how, people would be like, maybe the guy should have got a couple bucks or something. But yeah, dude, I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. And when I get hurt, it's my fault. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. But anyway, what I was getting at is I pulled my SIG out of all the rotation and stuffed it in a safe. It'll have to be a safe range queen until such time as they decide to actually own up and fix it.
So they can do that. They can recall it and redo it like a car, right?
Sure. They already did one. They already did one repair on it because there was problems with the trigger right off the bat. They did a voluntary repair where basically the mass of the trigger was too heavy. That's what the drop problem was with the original trigger. If you drop it, there was enough mass on the trigger that it could actually pull the trigger back and fire the gun.
Oh.
So they dropped it and redid it. I know guys that love the shields. I don't care for the feel of them. I think they're fine. I would probably love one if I actually took one out and shot it. When I've picked them up and felt them, I'm just like, I just don't feel it. But I'm the same way with Glock. Glock is a reliable, accurate handgun. I hate them with a passion. But, well, a lot of that's for me. I started off with 1911s, which 1911s, you grip high, you've got that nice beaver tail. So I grab a Glock, I take off shooting. Within 2-3 rounds, I'm bleeding because it slices my hand open.
Okay.
I actually have scars across the top of my hand because one department I was on, we had to carry Glocks. And every time I shot those stupid things, I was bleeding, and it just ripped my hands apart.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, so, I wouldn't like that gun either. So,
yeah. But they're a great gun. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just for me, they're not a good gun.
Yeah,
if it makes any sense at all.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's like power tools, man. Like, look, I'm a Makita guy, but I'm not gonna talk trash about your DeWalt. They get the job done. You like those? That works for you.
Yeah, mountain mix. So back in the day when I was in law enforcement, it was still during revolver days. There were some semi-autos out there. When I first started, I was carrying a Colt 1911, and the way they did it on the department, I just couldn't afford it. They made you replace so many parts all the time on the damn things. I couldn't do it. So I traded with another guy here for a GP 100, and that's what I carried, was a 357 GP 100 for years. And I remember I went to SWAT school, and that was when 9mm was kind of picking up and the 40s were out a bit. Those guys were making fun of me for carrying my revolver until we got out at the range shooting steel plates, and I was beating all the 9mm guys because their 9s couldn't tip the plates over. The guy with the 40 could outshoot me because he didn't have to reload as fast or as much as I did. But But man, I could reload that stupid thing. I was quick with that pistol, and man, it was so buttery smooth. It was just amazing.
I remember in high school when our local police department got 10mm pistols. Everyone was like, what? The fuck is that?
A lot of people didn't stick with the 10mm for very long just because of the recoil.
Was that what honestly, I was wondering if it was just not enough people grabbed it, man. So it couldn't sustain.
It's gotten pretty popular again now because they're using it for bear loads, for bear guns in the mountains. So there's a lot of 10 mils out again now because of that. Because
that's
you can get pretty close to the powers of a 44 mag with a 10 mil.
Oh,
not quite, but you can get up there. So they're pretty hot. Yeah, that GP100 was freaking amazing. I loved that pistol. After I left law enforcement, we had hit a bad spot and needed money, and I ended up selling it. And I wish I still had it because I loved it. It's a stainless steel. Oh, 40 cal is one that's really dropped off, Mountain Mick. Man, you don't hear much about 40 anymore.
You just saying it makes it sound like you're talking about an old gun.
The 40 is not old.
I know, but honestly, just talking guns, like if I see or read 40 cal, for some reason I put that in. Yeah, that's been around. That's like I don't know.
Right. No, for me, it's pretty much 9 mil or 45. I'm an old school 45 guy, man. And it always cracks me up because you always hear the junk about, oh, there's no difference. There's no difference. 9 mil is every bit as good, which for general terminal ballistics, absolutely. But I know we had an indoor range here for a while, and they were doing bowling pin shoots. And all I had at that point was my compact 45. So I brought that and did their shoot with it. And the next time around, if they had a bowling pin shoot, they said, yeah, no more 45s. So I asked the lady, why is that? She goes, because it destroys the pins too bad. She goes, with the 9 mil, she goes, I can go through about 4 shoots with the 9 mil before I have to replace the pins. She goes, you came and did that one shoot. I had to replace all the pins because it just destroyed them.
Right.
And it was the same way, they'd have the pins set up and you'd shoot it with the 9mm and it would tip them over. Half the time they'd just land on the board they were on and you'd have to shoot them multiple times then to knock it off the board. You'd hit it with that 45 and they'd land 4 feet behind the board. You would just send them flying. So I don't buy into that there's no difference. Sorry, there's something about that great big old massive slug slamming into things.
Yeah, for the most part, like real gun guys seem to say the same thing. That I've talked to. I'm sure plenty of gun guys that you could argue with you, but
well, I remember when I first started, one of the guys that I went to college with, he got a job out here in Wyoming the same time that I did. We started at the same time. And I was over at his house BSing one day, and he was a 9mm guy. He had a Smith & Wesson 9 mil. And he goes, I just don't understand why this department's so hung up on 45. He goes, 9 mil is just as good. And I said, well, here, let me see one of those 9 mil bullets. He handed me one of those 9 mil rounds. I pulled out my 45. I dropped the entire loaded 9 mil cartridge down the barrel of the 45, rattled it around, and threw it out on the table. There's your difference. But 45 ammos or 9 mil ammos come a long ways. It's much better than it used to be. So my primary now is a little SIG 365. And I feel pretty solid and safe with that. It's been a really, really rock solid gun. But again, I'm old school, so I have one with a manual safety on it. Just because that's what I always learned on, and that's kind of what I prefer. Yeah, I've got my 308. I've got a Savage 308. That's one of my long-range plinking rifles, or longer range. And then I've got a 6.5 Creedmoor, but I posted out some pictures on one of the Discord channels with a target from my last weekend out shooting. I was waiting for somebody to comment on it because they were about an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter groups. Don't look like anything special except that was at 200 yards.
Oh, nice. What's the longest shot you are comfortable with?
Oh, that I'm really comfortable with, probably 1,000 yards.
Okay, that's serious.
I've used a 335, 330, whatever Lapua out to a mile before.
God dang.
That's a long ways. Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
But that wasn't any super precision shooting, right? We were shooting a 3 foot by 3 foot steel target at 1 mile.
You know what, man?
But still at 1 mile, that's a small target.
I was gonna say that's a bullseye at anything I'm shooting. Like a tiny. That's middle of the bullseye at any range I'm on. You got to be on it.
I agree with you, Sushi. It's you got to have the right round for you, right? It's like my wife. She'll shoot my 9 mils. She did not like my 45s. Although we were when she took her concealed carry course, one of the guys that I know him, he was doing the instructor there. He brought a 1911 45 with a red dot on it. She absolutely loved that. But you've got a lot of weight, right? So that helps mitigate the recoil side of it. You start getting down into an ultra compact 45, they're a handful.
Oh, I can imagine.
We had a guy, we used to have to qualify with our off-duty guns and backup weapons. And we had one guy that showed up with a freaking snub-nosed revolver 44 mag to carry as his backup piece. Oh, man, that thing was so miserable to shoot. Yep, that's the other thing, Mountain Mick, is availability.
Of ammo?
Yep, ammo availability.
Yeah.
9 mil, 12 gauge, you're probably going to find about everywhere. 308, you're probably going to find everywhere. You're right, Sushi. 9 mil can carry more rounds, but that doesn't always mean a lot because sometimes it just means you need more rounds to get the job done. A prime example of that back in the day, and again, ammo's improved a lot, but they had a strung out guy over in Sturgis at the motorcycle rally walking around with a machete, and he was busting out windows and threatening people and all kinds of crap. And if you have ever been there, they have police from all over the country that come in there and work. So they had a little bit of everything there. But they had a guy that ended up, the guy rushed an officer. The officer shot him with his 9mm 9 times, I think.
Jeez. Not
a single round made it through the guy's leather biker jacket. It stopped every one of them. Another officer then put him down with his 45. But like I said, ammunition has improved a lot over those days. The bullets are much better than they used to be. Yeah, I don't reload anything for handgun. I reload a lot for rifle, but I've never messed with handgun. But
oh, really? Why is that?
I've just never gotten into it. Just never messed with it. I don't have the dies or the right stuff for it. I could do it, but for the most part, 9mm ammo is cheap enough. I just buy it off the shelf and use it. Yeah, Hydra shocks are great. The other one I like are the Spear Gold Dots. Dude, you want to see a round that frickin' opens? Holy Toledo. This chat took a weird change of pace, didn't it?
Not for your end of your lives or the last half of your lives. It ends up here. Excuse me.
I'm not a fan of guns. Powder everywhere. I smoke too much. Man, this thing is terrible.
Dang it.
Yeah, well, there's probably, I don't know, 5-6 pounds of gunpowder within 3-4 feet of me right now. So I guess I better not be smoking.
Yeah, maybe not. Ah, dang it. Dropped the pop.
Don't you hate when that happens? You get it open and your tension wrench pops out of there.
Well, because the looseness created by it moved that right out, you know.
Yep. I know exactly where you're headed. Yeah, those Barnett crossbows are freaking cool, aren't they?
What's that?
Oh, they're talking about Barnett crossbows now out there in the chat. They make some beautiful stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd like to get a crossbow. I can't do with my shoulders. I can't do a bow anymore.
Yeah. I got to get my crossbow or my compound bow back up and working and using it, but I've got to get I got to get a string done for it.
You said
the company that made the bows out of business, so got to take it down and have one custom built. About $200 to get a new string on the dang bow.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they don't make one for it, so I got to have it custom built.
Excuse me. I'm out of coffee. So how long are you at your big or your convention or whatever for?
Oh God, way too long.
All week?
Oh yeah, plus part of next week.
Oh wow.
It goes all through next weekend. It's actually 2 conferences. So the problem is the conference I'm going to doesn't actually start until Wednesday. But registration ends Tuesday. And I couldn't get a flight early enough to get there in time for registration. So I'm having to fly down Monday.
Oh, yeah.
So that I can be there in time. So all the little time of doing nothing.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not a big fan of Las Vegas either, so.
Yeah, I'm not huge on gambling.
Oh, I'm not a big gambler either, but if I'm going to gamble, I'll go over here to Deadwood, South Dakota and do it. It's a little more fun, but
I'd rather hit the little places.
Vegas has turned into such a dirty crap hole anymore that it's just not any fun. Prowler here, twang, thud, huh? Well, poor Prowler coming to my house, he'll probably lose his eyebrows before he ever knows what happened. Got a 7.5-inch barreled AR that throws a fireball like you wouldn't believe, but boy, is it maneuverable.
I got a baseball bat.
I want to build up a wall mount rack of some sort, and then I'll probably move my AK in there.
Nice.
That was my once in a lifetime opportunity 2 years ago. Buddy and I went down to Rifle Dynamics in Vegas and did one of their custom build classes where you work with their guys and build your own AK.
Oh, wow.
And you go to the range and you get to shoot all kinds of wild Russian automatic weapons and junk. And that was a lot of fun. He came back with an awfully nice rifle. So if you're an AK guy, that is, I guess it's a nice rifle. If you're not, it's not.
A buddy of mine had a street sweeper or whatever it is, the shotgun with the barrel.
Yeah.
But it was wind up, you know. So you'd kind of wind it, wedge it to give the tension to kick through. And I was like, dude, how does that thing shoot? He was like, you pick a direction and you shoot everything in that direction. It's like the kickback, you're trying to like shoot it, pop, 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 pop it's insane.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, I don't want to shoot it, but I'd like to see someone shoot it.
Oh, come on. I think it'd be fun.
You got to work up, man. The biggest thing I've shot is a 380.
Oh, yeah.
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah. Guy, there's a gun manufacturer here in Gillette. I go out there and use his range once in a while for longer range stuff. And he came out, he was building a long range competition handgun. It was a 284 something rifle round that he built into a pistol. And he brought that out, and my daughter he had my daughter over there shooting steel at 500 yards like it was nothing.
Oh, nice.
And he said, yeah, I said, you can reach out to 1,000 or beyond with that thing.
I got to shoot a 22, but it was like early night for, I don't know, target competition. It was like, there was no movement. There was no kickback or anything, dude. It was just like, oh, this is cool. This is easy to like shoot.
Yeah, 22s are fun. I've got several 22s. I don't know what to use. I don't know what the right kind of tool to tension one of these was to try and pick them are, but man, this thing just really kicks my butt.
Just can't get this damn work.
Yeah, 338 Lapua is probably the biggest thing I've shot. Well, no, I've shot 50 cals, but they don't count.
That don't count.
Because most of those are tripod mounted, so.
Well, you haven't cleared like some forest with a Gatling gun, Jesse Ventura style?
Oh, the stuff he was carrying and shooting, I've shot that. M60s and saws, but they're a small round. They're not big stuff.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, it kind of has to be, right?
It's a 308 is usually the 308 is the M60, and then the saw, that's just shooting a 5.56. I was surprised, Mountain Mick, the 338 Lapua really didn't kick as much as I was expecting it to. It wasn't bad to shoot. I don't think it really kicked much more than my 308. A little bit, but not much. It wasn't bad. It was comfortable to shoot. Now, I used to have a 300 Win Mag that thing would. Oh, it was miserable. I hated shooting that rifle. That's why I said I used to have. I don't like to have.
I mean, unless it's a collection thing or like a sentimental thing. Yeah, what's the point of hanging on to something you don't like?
Yep, and I hated that thing with a passion. It was so brutal. It was just miserable to shoot.
Especially when I'm sure there's so many other guns out there you'd like, sell
Well,
that
if
one.
I'm going to have a gun, I want to be able to take it out and enjoy shooting it, spend a day with
Yeah,
it, have fun.
that's how I mean, I like to collect stuff, but like even with lock picks or locks, I like to use it.
And yeah, right. And that thing was just not fun. Yeah, you should. You should try out a Olapua. Like I said, I was surprised actually because I was expecting a lot more viciousness, if you will, out of that thing, and it actually wasn't bad at all. That's kind of my point. So I had a couple of guys go out shooting with me one time because they wanted to sight in their hunting rifles, and one of them shoots a 300 rum, and the other one's a 7mm rum. Why in God's green earth you would want to shoot something that abuses you that bad is beyond me. Because you talk about a miserable gun to shoot. Holy crap. You put 3-4 rounds down range with that thing and you're flinching like a madman. So forget that noise. Then you got to have a monstrous scope on the doggone thing to be able to stand up to it.
Yeah. Oops, sorry, I'm back.
So forget that junk. Not for me.
What's that?
Oh, a couple of guys I was shooting with. One shoots a 300 Remington Ultra Mag and one shoots a 7mm Remington Ultra Mag. And good Lord, you talk about abusive guns. There's no enjoyable shooting to those things at all. You get 4 rounds downrange and you're done shooting it. You just want to put it away. And you're flinching like a madman because it just hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
Nope. Well, I got roped into trap shooting this year, so I've been shooting a lot of 12 gauge, but that's about it. 12 gauge isn't bad. I can handle that. There's another lock that I've got that's been actually I don't know who makes it, if it's a master lock. I don't think so, though, but it's a Ruger gun lock. And that one's actually been a little bit of a bugger to pick, mainly because it's got that, I don't know if you can see that shielded keyway.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets in the way of trying to tension it very well. Because you get a tension wrench in there and you start tensioning it, well, then that wants to turn that outer shield. Then it's that much harder to get in there to pick.
Hello there, Mr. Mark Carter.
Hey, Mark Carter, how are you? Welcome to the wide world of we talk about all kinds of bizarre shit.
All right.
That's the direction we're taking today. We've been on locks, we've been on knives, we've been on guns.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I tried raking this lock at one point, and what a pain in the butt to rake with that shield on there. Because you couldn't hardly keep that out of the way to be able to get a rake in and properly work it.
Yeah. Yeah, they can be annoying, man. For dang sure.
I've got one of the little Henry survival rifles there, Mark Carter, for that easy to carry little thing. Comes apart and everything stores in the stock. That's a fun little rifle. I really like that little thing. Broke out the old sewing machine and made a little sheath-style case for it so I can attach it to my backpack easy. See, because here's what happens. You try and do bottom of keyway tensioning, and it turns that sheath over and covers up your keyway, so you can't get in there with a rake very well. It's a pain.
Yeah, I have something or other that's got that. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Or I've had it.
You know, I guess that's one way to help improve the security of a cheap lock.
Right. Put a bunch of defensive spinners at the front.
Right. Because, yeah, you almost have to try and do top of keyway tension when you're raking it.
That's what
Man,
bow
have you seen
guitars
the
are good
price of
for.
that GP100 lately, Mountain Mick? Holy cow, because I'd love to get my hands on one again. But, dude, they're expensive.
That's hurting my hand.
On my pickup. Ooh. So I think I remember it. Yeah, this one will open it either direction. So let's try going the other way if that opens things up a little more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't buy a handgun that's too big for you to be able to properly shoot, because then you're just not going to enjoy it and you're not going to shoot it well.
Go with the de-rattled 410.
You know, I have that one. I have one of those that I rattled it, and so I put it in one of those cases. I have never opened it since I put it in that case. I don't know why. I opened it like 3 times before that in the other one, but never since I put it in there.
And there we go.
But it makes it nice. Now you can take it apart and repin it if you want.
Yeah, well, it just had those 2 wafers.
Right.
And man, the way this was, where's the key? Like I don't know, a couple of these, they just, I don't know, spools don't even work as spools. You're just moving them anyway. And I was kind of thinking that, I was hoping that popping those wafers out, because it's so easy, would make it a little harder. And now it's about the same. So now the kind of journey, the mission is to, what does it take to make this a little bit harder, you know?
Right. Yeah, I've watched a few of Dean P's lives too there, Mark. And yeah, he has a lot of fun with it, doesn't he? He's having a good time with his picks and his cuffs.
And yeah, he's been popping those, huh?
He's been doing a lot of lives. A lot of lives. I just haven't had time to do much in the line of anything, so it is what it is. Here's another one of those locks that I love to hate. That Master 532 orange belt lock, but man, that thing's a pig to open.
That's which one?
Master 532.
Okay.
It's an orange belt lock, but that sucker's a challenging pick. Everybody I know that has one of these says the same thing, that, man, it just makes you work for it.
It's got a strong spring?
Not particularly. It's just the pin layout in it and the way it picks. It's just insane counter rotation in there, which then that drops everything else, and it's a tough little lock. At least for me, it is. And I think, who was it? I saw somebody used it on their Blue Whale Challenge.
Oh,
same thing. That was the hardest lock they had in the lineup to pick and get through. It took the longest. Well, thank you for that, Mark. I don't know about knowledge, but I try hard. If you can't baffle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. That's how that works. Yeah. Dean's content's pretty cool. I like that. He's a nice guy. And he has fun, right? That's the important part. Half the time, I'm sitting here and I work on these locks and I may not get an open on a lock forever, but I'm still having fun and having a good time BSing with everybody. The adopted dad I never knew I needed. That's funny. That's funny right there. That's because I'm older than dirt.
How old are you?
56.
Oh, yeah, you are older than me. That's right.
I'm older than shit. Yeah. What can I say? I'm a late bloomer. Most of the time I don't feel my age, but
Oh, I feel it.
I feel it when I get up in the morning. I'm crawling out of my bed and back is screaming at me. I'm like, yeah, you did too much stupid crap, guy.
Yeah, anytime I'm telling someone a story, dumb things I've done in my younger days, that part of my body just likes to hurt a little bit to remind me. Yeah. Remember how fun that was? That's why this knee hurts.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You wonder why your back hurts? Remember that time that you did this, you dummy? Yeah. You could have been my dad at 16.
Oh, there we go.
There. Maybe we'll try this baby out today. I haven't bricked this one yet, so that's a good thing. Mindy Pagoda flat key. Let me find.
Yeah, aren't they prone to screwing up somehow?
They're pretty easy, yeah. So they're like a sideways mounted wafer internally. And if you're picking it with a single pin pick as you're pressing down on those wafers as you're going, if you press too far, you can actually flip a wafer sideways. Sometimes you can recover from that. Sometimes you end up with spring parts sticking out of the keyhole. So that's why I made that little booger. So spring-loaded tension I put down in there. That way I can push on both sides of each wafer at the same time to keep me from rattle clubbing it.
So far.
But there's always tomorrow. We will see. I haven't opened this thing in a while because I really like this lock and I don't want to jack it up.
Gotta open up a bunch of the regular padlocks so I can put them away. Normally, I'm cleaning up my desk while I'm watching and listening to you.
Feeding the right kind of tensioner. That's the hardest part I have with this lock is finding the right tool to tension it before I get in there. I'm always looking and trying to find new locks. I gave one of the guys that works for me, he's overseas right now on vacation. And I said, hey, keep an eye out. Bring me back a lock, will you? Well, what kind of lock? I said, I don't know. Wherever the heck you can find.
Whatever kind you find, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not picky.
I'll grab two. They're small.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny. People don't know. They can hand you a handful of just basic, knockoff laminate locks, or they can hand you a couple like antique lever locks, and they're just like, hey, here's locks, man. You said locks. And you're like, oh man, like everyone, they don't know. They're just handing you locks.
They're just handing you locks. That's right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with that. I am not picky when
I love it.
I
don't give me a couple crappy bike locks and a Dollar General laminate just to surprise me, or just like, hey dude, I got these locks, you want them? Oh my god, yes I do. You know what I mean?
It's like I said, these from Harbor Freight, actually a great beginner padlock.
Yeah, what is the name? What are Bunker Hill or
Bunker Hill, I think. Yeah. But
yeah,
this particular one, the way the pins, they're so widely spaced, it's really easy to learn single pin picking, and they snap into place just really nice, actually, for a cheap lock. Great lock.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those that I've specifically given to people for new picking, for new pickers. You're right. It's not because it's a crapshoot, when you start getting laminates handed to you on what you're getting. As far as like when you're trying to learn to pick, I think so. It's good to get anything you can get, but certain ones do help you like actually pick it and learn to pick it.
Oh yeah, and to me, like I said, just because it's an easy pick, it's only a 4-pinner, but because of the way that those pins, they really pop, and I mean, each one you really feel them. They really snap nice. It's nice and audible. It's a great feedback in it. So yeah, for $6 for a 3-pack of them, get them. Seriously, yeah, it was $6 for 3 of them. Cheap lock, piece of junk, but a great lock to learn picking on.
It's $6. It's $6 for one at Dollar General, and that lock's shit.
Yeah, no, this was a 3-pack with $6. So shows you I haven't opened this lock in a while. I don't remember how to get it picked now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, same. I was like, this is like a 2-pin pick. What am I doing? There we go.
Right. Yeah, usually I can open this Mindy pretty quick. That's one of my purple belt locks. I just need to get one more purple belt.
I have not gotten any purples yet.
Well, this is one of them.
That's my next step. Although I got to resupply myself with some pack locks. I gave them all away.
I need to reach out to those guys and buy some replacement cores again. Man, I'm struggling today. For the general guy doing mechanic working at home or doing whatever, heck, even for a lot of the professionals, I don't think there's anything wrong with a lot of the Harbor Freight tools.
As a guy who was basically a subcontractor handyman for like 8 years, working for myself, I was of a way. Certain cheap hand tools, like basic stuff, definitely, I would go there for them. But when it came to like a power tool, it's like if it's, oh man,
Well,
it's
like I
a
said,
gamble.
it depends on what you're doing and what your job is. If you're making your living using those tools, yeah, then you probably need to buy bigger, better tools. If you're the weekend warrior doing a little bit of tinkering here and there, you probably don't need to go buy a snap-on wrench set.
No. If you're just occasionally tool touching,
Right.
yeah, no, you can. Like I said, in the hand tools, you can make a lot of savings in filling out your tools with, definitely. Especially it's kind of like, especially if you're starting out with nothing. It's easy to get, like you said, wrenches, screwdrivers, hammer. Get yourself filled out and figure out what you need a better one of, and go from there.
Right.
Definitely. But there's just certain things that you can get there in bulk or a lot or cheap enough that you just don't. Home Depot and Lowe's don't have anymore. So just them holding on to having everything helps them, because you have to go there for certain things.
Yep. Yeah, I'm certainly no tool snob. I used to buy almost all of my tools at Kmart back in the day. And I used to love the Kmart tools. Man, they were awesome. And the nicest thing about it is if I trashed something, I bring it in. They had no idea to know if I abused it or not, so they just give me new ones. Right? Owing that truck your life. That's my biggest problem. Holy cow, man, the cost on some of those tools is insane. Man, I need to find something. Shumpton. I don't remember how I was tensioning this thing before, but I am struggle bussing finding the right tool.
Snap on, yeah. Yeah, see, every time I see that truck, it cracks me up. It's like a roach coach for tools.
Oh, dude, man. Yeah. You're too deep. Let's go here. Right? That's part of the wonderfulness of places. Yeah, Harbor Freight's the same way. Sure. You bring it in, they'll just replace it. Half the time the guy working behind the counter, he has no clue what he's looking at anyway.
Oh yeah, I've done some questionable returns at Home Depot in my day.
I'm usually not too hard on my tools, but I remember I had an old Jeep and I found a guy that I didn't have a back seat in mine, and he had a back seat. He didn't want the back seat. So I was like, yeah, you want to come get it, you can have the seat. I don't know what the heck had gone on with the bolts in that thing, but I could not get that seat out. I was struggling with that thing like crazy. So finally I got a little Western with it, put a socket with the end on it, and I just started banging the crap out of it with a hammer. I took it out, but I trashed the ratchet in the process. Took it back to Kmart, and they gave me a new ratchet.
This fell apart. How? I don't remember.
Well, yeah, I wasn't about to give them too much information. They didn't even look at it. It's like, yeah, let's go grab another. And they gave me a whole new set. They replaced the entire set because they didn't have the individual parts, but it had a lifetime warranty. So, yeah. We call it.
Yeah, this is the best when you get something in the mail and you're like, hey man, there's a little mistake on this thing, and they're like, all right, we'll send you a new one. You want this one back? Nah. Like, okay, sweet.
Yep.
I just got a twofer.
Yeah, I know. Out where I work, our mechanics out there, they have a tool allowance budget that they get every year to spend. And so, I mean, everything's Snap-on for the most part. And they buy stuff like crazy. They got mad one time because they wanted me to work on something. And I'm like, yeah, it'll have to wait. 'Cause I had no tools. They wouldn't let me buy any tools. So it's like, yeah, I'll have to wait till tomorrow. I'll bring my toolkit out so I can do that. A couple of weeks later, a guy walks in, throws a box on my desk, said, here's some tools for you. But just remember, when you leave, these are yours. They don't stay here. And it was a full snap-on screwdriver set. And God, what all was in there? Some network cable testing equipment that he bought. Whole pile of tools. He goes, no, now I don't have to wait for you to fix shit. Like, well, thank you. Because I kept asking to be able to buy some tools. Put it in the budget so I can get some tools. Nope, can't do that. Well, how am I supposed to do my job when I have 0 tools?
Yeah, when I was working for a sign company, it was before I worked for myself, and I got my first bag of Makita power tools, so I could do remote work. And they found out I got tools, and they just expected me to bring my tools and go use them on the job. And I was like, oh, I can't. They're like, why? I was like, oh, because I'm still paying these off to a contractor I work for, and I'm not allowed to use them on, for others because until I pay them off. And they're like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, wow, that worked. I was like, you guys bought that. I was like, that was the fishiest story I ever tried to sell.
Boy, no doubt. No doubt. Well, I'm just about at that point, guys. I'm going to have to call her quits because I got crap to do.
I was just going to say that noon's my go time now that I
didn't realize it was already that late. Time flies when you're having fun,
List of stuff. Yeah, it'll go quicker on you, man, when you, like I said, when there's someone else there. I was on last night. I felt like I was on my normal, 45, 50 minutes or so. And I was like, all right, that's good. And I looked down, I was like 33 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, I guess that wasn't that long tonight.
Yeah. This has been 2 hours already. So holy crap, dude. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, thanks for having me on, man.
Track of the chat and running through that and BSing with everybody. So yeah, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, like I said, I feel guilty when nobody does, and I don't too.
I would. Like I said, I throw it out there, but hey, I'm long-winded enough. I can sit here and yak up a storm forever. So
yeah. And I mean,
it's one of those.
Yeah, I watch when I watch you. When I watch you, it's when you're on or when you're on with somebody. So it's
Yeah. I like to throw it out there, and if people are able to hop in, and I keep hoping to get some of the newer guys out there to hop in and introduce themselves and visit a little bit.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to like the P11, try to bring a few like Porgies and
I know
a few of the boys into getting on a live, getting more comfortable.
Yep, I've been harassing some people. Mountain Mix, one of them I've been harassing, hop in here, but no, not yet. Zoe the cat, I keep pushing on Zoe, but no.
You got to keep working. You'll eventually crack them.
That's right.
Wear them down. Well, I'm out. Thank you very much, brother. I had a great time.
Yep, as well. Thank you much. Appreciate it. Everybody else, you guys have a marvelous rest of your weekend, and thanks for joining. I will not be doing a live next weekend, so who knows? Maybe I will do a walk around live at the vendor booth and shoot some video of the pick booth they've got going on. Show you guys what that looks like. That might be kind of fun. Other than that, sweet later, guys. Have a marvelous, marvelous weekend, everybody.
Peace out.
Love you all for showing up. Bye.